Hello, Linda and Dawn and Leona. Love you. And Sari and Dila. Oh, so good to see you. And Ravina and Mike. So good to see you all. I'm so happy you can make it this close to Christmas. I'm from Denmark, so we're celebrating Christmas on Sunday, the 24th in the evening. Just, oops, ensure everybody gets in. Before we start, I would like for us just to center us a bit and arrive here. So I would like for you to make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. Um, Leela, I should have made you co-host already. You should be. Let me just check where you are. Yeah, you're a co-host. So I'm gonna close my eyes and leave everything in your very capable hands. Okay, all of you, please make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Make a deep breath and exhale and feel how the body gets heavy. Inhale and exhale. Feel how you fall into gravity. That for every exhalation you do, you become very heavy and present in your body. It's such a good exercise to do daily to make the programming of the body that whenever you deep breathly and focus on exhaling and you feel heavy, that you become present and aware. You're back in your body. And it's so much easier from here to detach the thought or just observe the thought. I'd like for you to make contact with your feet and your ankles and your knees and your hips. And do a kegel while you do an inhalation up the spine. And exhale. And release the kegel and feel how you have contact with the entire spine from the root chakra to the crown. And focus on the entire front of the body. That is where we normally have all our attention. So that one is easy. I would like for you also to focus on the back of your body. So the back of your head, the shoulders, your upper back, mid back, lower back, your bum, hamstrings, calves, everything on the back side. Even though you never see that part of you, that's part of the body too, part of the space too. Everything on the right side. And focus on everything on the left side. Everything above you and below you. Bringing that attention to all six dimensions. It's really helpful when we're in our heads, trapped with blaming, shaming, complaining, explaining about something that is going on the outside, and bringing awareness to the body is helping putting you in a position where you snap out of it. And I would like for you to bring your breath into a rhythm that is similar to when you're sleeping. So just let the breath take care of itself. There's no forceful inhalation and no forceful exhalation. The body is taking care of the breath. And when you're sitting here, I would like to point your attention to the difference between doing and being. And when we're doing, we're very much in our thoughts, obviously. And thoughts are never about now. It's about the future, all the things we're supposed to do, or in the past, about all the things we should have done. Or if you bring your awareness to now, it's more about just being. And it's that part about being in the body, feeling sensations in the body. And since I ask you to feel into the difference about doing and being, a lot of you have experienced how being turned into a doing. That all of a sudden you could be in the right way, or be with more attention, or be with more focus, and there was only a right and a wrong way to be. And you just turn being into doing. Being happens when you even release that concept of being. It's a tool we use to coming into the body, detaching thoughts, and just staying with whatever sensory experience is alive right now. And that is now the past. Right now, something else is alive. And even if you have pain in the body, I would like for you to focus on that pain and release all thoughts about it. But just stay in the sensory experience in the body and notice how even the pain is a concept. There are sensations in the body that shift all the time. And you can only notice the shift if you compare to what the pain was just before. So see if you even can release that one. So it's truly about just hitting reboot over and over and over and over. And the more you practice this, the easier it is to do when you're standing in line in a grocery store, sitting stuck in traffic, or when people don't meet your expectations. Every single moment is completely new. There is no I anywhere to experience it. We just think that we experience it. But even that is a thought. So it's just getting into the body and in your direct experience, what is alive right now? And know that the moment you formulate what is alive, first of all, it has passed. And second of all, that's a thought. So keep hitting the reboot button to what is alive right now and right now. And if you notice how the mind keeps thinking about things, let that just be a reminder to you that you're not in control of your thoughts. If you were, all of us would be able to sit down, close our eyes, and count to 10 with our breath. And none of us are capable of that. Even counting to 10 is too complicated for our minds. And I really, truly wish for all of you that you can stay in this calm you have in the body right now, all through the holidays. If you can be here now, you can be here at any point. So practice that. Okay, I would like for you to make contact with your shoulders, get back to normal breathing. And your neck, and your face, and your eyes, the eye sockets, the muscle around the eyes, feel how they can relax. Make a deep inhalation. Open your eyes when you're ready and shake your body if you need to. So nice to have so many people tuning in on this wonderful Friday. So, so happy about that. Okay. What would you guys like to talk about? Here we go, Glenda. I didn't even finish my sentence. I love
I
that.
know, I need help. Help.
Okay, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Um, so it feels like it's going to what's going on to the core of what is true and am I safe?
Mm.
So let me tell you a story. It sounds silly, but it's huge for me. And there's emotion coming up here now, and it hasn't come up for the past few days. So I'm glad it's coming up now. But um, I live in Canada and I walk in a park. And a couple months ago, I met a woman who we in the
Oh,
park and we're chit chatting. And she told me she was from the US and came to Canada 8 years ago. And she's a PhD, worked in a university. And she's into spirituality. So it seemed like we have things in common. So yesterday I ran into her in the park. And as we were walking, she says, okay, as I'm getting to know you more, I can tell you more about myself. And I had said something about, oh, next year is going to be an interesting year with the US elections. I'm a dual citizen too. So she begins to say, now, there will not be an election. She says, I used to work for also the Defense Department, and I'm still in touch with generals there. Now, if you really know, all this media stuff is bogus. And she said that Trump is still in power and ruling, and everything will become clear next year. The White House isn't even in existence. Washington, D.C. doesn't even exist. And the aliens from above are operating everything. And Biden is an alien walking around with a silicone mask. And she continued to say all these things. And she ranted for 45 minutes. I stood there like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to be rude. I was just like, but I felt stunned and in terror.
mm.
And so when I left her, as I walked to my car, there was this place of like, what's real? She told me, so my mind goes, she says she's a PhD, right? So the environmental like belief here, somebody with higher education knows something. And I'm walking to my car and feeling very disoriented and upset. And I get home and I know I can't be around this woman again. And I send her an email and say, with the kindest intention, I need to let you know that I could not process what you told me. I said that your reality and mine seem different, and I will not be talking or walking with you again, sincerely. And of course, I get an email blasting me back saying, how judgmental. I thought you were open minded. And then she flipped to, well, I'm sending divine light to you and love, and I hope you, whatever. So then
Oh dear
I
God.
begin to have a memory of grade 7. And I come from a very abusive family, lots of secrets. And a memory comes to me that my father was an alternative thinker. And he said bad things about the government. And he also, remember Chariots of the Gods?
No,
Uh, you don't remember those? There was a
no,
book.
no, probably didn't reach Europe.
Sure it did because it was big, but it was all about aliens started the world, basically, and bred with, the animals or whatever. And so he put that belief into me. And in grade 7 sociology class, I remember one day telling the teacher in the class, all it was coming out of me, what I believed. The Chariots of Gods, aliens started the world. It's a real book. And I was going on like this. And the teacher
Mm.
completely humiliated me in front of my class.
Mm.
And I was devastated. And I went home and I told my father, listen, I was telling the teacher what you told me, and this is what happened. And then my father beat me like I've never been beaten before. And he said, you don't tell what's going on in this family. So it was like all of a sudden, there's something here from that incident in childhood relating to this woman in the park telling me these outlandish things. And she's supposed to be a PhD, like I'm thinking of her as an authority figure. And then my father,
Mm.
authority figure.
Yes, yes, well seen. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm here now, and I'm going, oh, I felt the email I sent to her was the truest sense
Mm.
of a mature me, that I needed to walk away from her because I couldn't deal with it.
Mm.
But I couldn't walk away from my father,
Yeah.
and that's still here. And but there's something here now. I just want to cry like a little kid.
I completely understand.
Tell me what's true. I don't know.
Oh,
And it's like yeah. And am I safe? Am I safe? It's just like this little girl
yes,
crying here right
yes,
now.
yes.
It,
And that is exactly that is the gift for you in this.
Mhm.
You know, the gift for you is um, meeting her and having the same role as your dad
Yeah,
brings up feelings and emotions in you and experiences and memories in you where you are now the adult in the room. You didn't have an adult in the room when you were a child. You thought that what you were told at home was true. You were ridiculed by an authority figure, your teacher, and then you were beaten by your dad by just telling the truth. What you were told was truth. Just like we know that, knife in right hand, fork in left hand, and that's how we eat. It's on par with that when we're children. Whatever we're told, we believe as if it's true, because how else would we know? Um,
right.
So the situation is coming up now for you to heal the parts that was not healed when you were a child. So what I would like for you to do is to take it from the head where you think that there is one truth and into the body. Because when you wrote the email to her and she wrote you back and said you are very judgmental, do you see that you are?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you see that it's okay to be?
Um, I feel bad because then I was beaten by my father,
Yeah, I
right?
know. And that's the part that needs when you feel unsafe, and you just want me to tell you that you're safe. Obviously, I can't do that, you know. You can. You can. You can have your back. When we are done with this meeting, you and I are separating, and I cannot have your back. You can. You're there with you all along, all the time. So what I would like for you to do is go from the head and into the body. So if you close your eyes and you breathe, make a deep breath in and breathe out. And then when you think about the similarities between walking with the lady and she starts to talk about things that in your mind makes no sense. Remember, it makes sense to her and it makes sense to your dad. How do you feel in your body? You have already said that you feel unsafe and you have an
My throat is seizing up. I'm trapped.
okay. Can you just breathe into that? Is it okay to be feeling that in your throat? Can you stay with that? What happens when you breathe into it?
Where am I? It's dissipating the contraction. It's softening.
Okay.
And then there is like, I don't know if it's a thought that comes in
Yes.
and comes, no, no, you're not safe.
Okay. How does that feel in the body when you say, because it's not, the thought is not enough. There needs to be a body sensation attached to it for us to believe it. So
It's a
what,
contraction up the neck.
okay, there we go. There we go. So you have a contraction in the neck and then a thought saying you're not safe.
Mhm.
Can you move your neck slowly? You might like to put a hand on your neck so you can feel the support. And just breathe into that contraction in the neck. Now, when you're sitting and holding your neck here, do you see how you were not safe as a child?
Yeah,
So all the neck issues you have had in your life might have been about that, since that is where you feel right now. And that is what is coming up when you think about the lady yesterday, that you're unsafe. And you feel how your hand is on your neck. So when you feel unsafe and you feel it in your neck, can you be the adult in the room and support your neck?
yeah.
So what is the next thought?
Well, when I first put my hand on the neck, there was the thought that it's never going to loosen. And as I've kept it here and
Hmm.
breathed into it, it has started to loosen. It's
Yeah,
soft.
yeah,
And now there's like a searching for the adult.
yeah.
You know, I need to find the adult. Where's the adult?
Yeah. Do you? That's in the head. Feel into your body. That thought about I need to find the adult is connected with something in your body. Where is it in the body?
The jaw.
The jaw. Okay, put your hands on your jaw and open. Yeah, open and close. Put both hands on both sides of the jaw and see if you can, yeah, feel the muscles. Lots of love. Send love through your hands. Feel into the muscles of your jaw. And caress your jaw slightly. You're massaging with your fingertips. Come on, be kind and loving in your fingers. There we go. Feel how you're sending love through your hands into your jaw. Your jaw needs attention. So you just give it love and compassion. Can you touch yourself with love and compassion?
Oh boy, I'm
Yeah.
holding back big sobs.
Do you need to hold back big sobs?
Oh,
It's okay to hold back, and it's okay not to hold back. You are the adult in the room now. So if you need to hold back, then you hold back. If you need to let go, then you let go. It's completely, you do whatever feels comfortable and safe right now.
I never had that connection before. I just felt a connection. Um, and this vision came to me as a parent. When a child is disturbed, you can't really talk them out of it. You just hold them.
Yes, yes.
And so right now, this
Also,
holding,
it's also why I keep saying you can't be in your fingertips, stiff fingertips on your face. It needs to be soft and love and compassion and really feeling into it. Just holding your jaw,
right?
holding the muscles, really being the adult in the room where, and very shortly another thought will come, and then we follow that one.
Mm,
It's not the thought. The thought is connected to a bodily sensation, and then we follow to the next part of the body.
thank you. No, I just understood for the first time about doing that.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
And by that, your dad is allowed to be in the world the way he was, and the woman in the park is supposed to be as she is, and the teacher is supposed to be as they are, because you can be as you are. It's fine. Whatever we need to make the life feel safe is what we do with the tools that we have at hand.
you know, it's beautiful to see that my reactions are from that child that
Yes,
has not been healed.
yes. And it's not the child, it's the part of the body that was the memory in the body that is locked into
Right,
fear, anger, guilt, and shame, and then just diverted and diverted and diverted with lots of other things. Because we think that is so, it was unbearable when you were a child to be humiliated first by a teacher by stating the truth and then be humiliated by your dad afterwards. That is unbearable for a child. But the memory comes up now because your body knows that there's an adult in the room now. You can manage this, you can take care of it. And no matter what thought comes up, that is only a pointer to something that is happening in the body that you are diverting with. The thought is a diversion. So, what is that thought connected to? And that is what you follow in and keep staying with, staying with, staying with. And you will find that another thought comes. Okay, thank you. And then you look at what is that thought connected to in the body? Detach the thought and just stay with the body because the thought is not relevant. It's just pointing at something that is relevant.
thank you.
You're so welcome. And I just want to make sure that you know that the woman, she can be in the world, believe that everything that she believes in. That is her diversion, her diverting from something very, very painful in the body. And that makes it completely okay, you know?
Yeah.
She's not a loony bin. She's not any of those things that we might call conspiracy theorists and all that. They're not. They're very, very hurt children that are diverting in the best way they know. But
Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's clearly about fear for her, you know, and that's why she's telling you. She's so fearful that she wants you to be ready for this horrendous thing that she feels in her body. Instead of feeling it in her body and staying with it in her body, she's projecting it out on something else outside. And what she projects it outside shows the magnitude of how it feels in her body.
That shifts everything by saying that. Yeah. Yeah.
And your job is just to be the adult in the room for you. And happy holidays.
That was a wonderful gift. Thank you.
Good. I'm happy. I'm so happy. So happy. And then it's Leela. And
Hi.
then hi.
Um, so I guess the last time that I saw you, I had some things to do inquiry on, and uh, one of them was things I can't stand about Coho, my community. Every day writing things I can't stand, and yes, it's all me.
Yeah.
uh, and it usually turns out that way when I do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, do I feel comfortable? No, I still feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. It wasn't the purpose of it. Do
Yeah.
you see that all the things on the list have the same theme?
Oh. Hmm. I think so. Yes. And it was one of the things. How do I not welcome myself? And it was that sort of welcoming. Yeah.
Yeah. When we have a wish for other people to be in a certain way, it's about ourselves, that we want to be in a certain way. We are not meeting the way that we think we should be. And instead of staying with that super, super uncomfortable feeling in the body, because that is, back to childhood being bullied or ostracized by a group, and it's back to, not fitting in the family, being the odd one out. And it's
Mhm.
just repetition, repetition, repetition. And we're diverting, by saying that they should really, be more welcoming.
Mhm.
It's just pointing at the part of you that has not been welcomed by you.
Mhm.
Do you want to go into it and how it feels in the body?
Okay.
So if you close your eyes and breathe, what sentence would you like to create?
um, well, I'm noticing a tightness in my left gluteal area.
Yeah.
No, sorry, right gluteal area, right gluteal
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that one needs an unpacking because that comes from further up in the body. So if I can ask you to put your hand under your bum, and so you feel the bone, the sitting bone, and then you pull
Um,
your bum backwards, and the left cheek you pull the bum backwards, so you kind of sit in front of the sitting bone.
okay.
What I mean?
I have to undo my legs. I
Yeah.
like to sit on my.
It's really good if for anybody that has a big bum, this is a great exercise because there's something onto. So you pull on onto the bum cheek and you pull it back and you pull it the
Yes.
other side back. And now you sit in front of the sitting bone and you can feel how you had the S curve in the lower back.
Hmm.
So your stomach should be kind of like out a bit.
Hmm.
Then you follow the curve up to the back, to the chest, and up to the neck, and you pull yourself all the way up. And now you can feel if you make contact with the bum cheek. Was it the right side?
Hmm.
When you make contact up with the bum cheek, you can feel it up between the shoulders, and you can probably also feel it in the jaw because those are the parts that are connected.
Mm.
So if you just sit here and relax where you are right now, how does it feel now in your body?
Um, I feel less of
Tension.
the yeah, the little ball of
Yeah.
knot in there. And then it shifted forward, and now I'm not feeling it very much at all.
Mm.
I am feeling it, yeah, but sometimes it hurts a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, just staying with right now, it's seems to be small.
Is there any thought connected to it? Bum cheeks and jaws are very often about doing.
Mm.
So the the centering exercise or the meditation we had in the beginning with doing and being, I can really, really recommend you to listen to that over and over because when we have issues with jaw and bums,
Mm.
usually about that.
Yeah, I have used doing a lot to divert.
Yeah. So it's just pointing at you having the need to divert. What is it you're diverting from?
Um, any sadness.
Mm.
I don't usually. I guess if I am feeling sad, I just come out of it. Just I could. There's always something to do or something to see, or
Yeah.
even just sitting and feeling the body. Well,
What is the sadness about?
um, right now,
Mm.
um, it, historically, I could say it was about not fitting in, not never fitting in. Right now, I, I possibly the same, but um,
It's completely fine sitting here in this space where
mm,
you don't know what to do. I would
mm,
love for you to explore this more. Sitting in
mhm,
the space where there's no doing, there's just the being. And whenever your thought turns being into doing, then just breathe back into it and let it dissolve and just go back into being. And whenever a thought comes, see if you can find the connection between the thought and the sensory experience in the body. What is it the thought is trying to divert from?
mm,
You can sit and do that, and then we just get back to you if more comes up, or we take it next time because this is clearly something that needs your attention. Um, you're much more calm in the body than I've seen you, yeah, ever.
mm,
So there's definitely something here in the just in yeah in just being and making sure that it doesn't turn into the concept of, doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so see if you can stay here, and if there's more coming up before we end, then we take it then. Otherwise, keep staying with it. Notice which thoughts come up and notice what the thought is connected to in the body and write it down. See if you can dissolve it, and if you can't, write it down. We take it next time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. Love it. And if I don't speak with you, happy holidays. And Ravina.
Hi, Pamela.
Hello. So good to see you.
Oh, it's so wonderful to be here with you and everybody, really.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of also lower down in the body. The other day I had a sauna. I went with a friend to a sauna and I had the chance to lie flat on there was enough room to be flat.
Yeah.
And I have quite a sort of bony sacrum, coccyx, I'm not sure what. And so I really found it quite difficult to settle. And then I sort of moved around. And then, I just felt, okay, I don't want to, the body doesn't want to settle. And then I found a couple of points sort of on either side. I suppose it would be the top or somewhere around the top of below the iliac crest or something like that, around there, internally, that I could sort of be with mentally, and touching on there created a huge, great big sort of spasm going up my body. So I just sort of stayed with that, and then I came back and I played with it a little bit more, and now the sensation, I can't really find it anymore, although I can still get to this sort of vague area, but it's not really letting me in.
Yeah.
And then actually today I had a cranial sacral session. And this isn't a new thing, it's coming into my awareness now, of basically sort of having a frozen lower, the whole hara down, especially at the back.
Yeah.
It's like it took a long time to sort of get in there to sort of then allow it to sort of be posed.
Yeah.
And there's always, a lot of sensation, no thoughts, just, I'm becoming more a little bit quicker about sort of finding the gap where I split, because especially because I'm doing a lot of physical lifting, which sort of triggers. I love that little bit in your talk today about how physical sensations and things that you're physically doing can trigger also areas. So I'm just sort of curious if you have any sort of like suggestions of how to unfreeze. I mean, if she said that it was, I'm not inhabited in the bones.
Okay. Normally the way that I worked, I haven't done it for years, but the way that I worked, where when people was tense in the part that you talk about, that pelvic tilt, that it's about, that is exactly what you're talking about. That is hara and root, that is completely frozen. The way that I work with it is releasing the psoas. Do you know where that is located?
Yeah.
Because the psoas is the muscle that it's sitting on the back up against the spine and then going down to the leg bone. And it's where all trauma is located. You can activate trauma that you're not even aware of by massaging that part. So when we have issues with the pelvic tilt and we have issues, what you're talking about with the sacrum and with the coccyx, it's normally about the psoas. You can stretch it yourself by, if you lie on a table and you pull your bum all the way to the end of the table and you have one leg up and you hold, around the knee, and the other leg you straight out, and without curving in your back, but having a completely flat back, you slowly, slowly, slowly stretch the psoas. But be aware that when you do it, it is activating lots of memories and lots of emotions and lots of things come up. So don't be forceful about it in any way. You really need to be very, very compassionate with whatever is coming up. Also, if nothing comes up, be compassionate about that, because it's in my experience where the tension actually is.
Yeah.
Don't have I know what she means with that there's issue in the bones. It's more the muscles and the tendons and the fascias that
Around.
memories are located in, not really bones.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't have memory. I mean, nothing. But and I, because from the site of the body dynamics, which you mentioned, I, it's pretty obvious that it was the final stages of being in the womb and then just arriving. It's like,
Potential,
but
yeah.
so it's sort of so pre-verbal. It's just somehow sort of like an energetic seizing of
Yes.
of
Yeah.
um.
Yeah, it's about existential. It's the chameleon, you know. It's where
Yeah.
it's very much
Uh-huh.
about
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. It's keep manifesting that and keep reminding you that yeah, you're here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, all this caring business, sort of, I guess it's
Pointing,
showing.
pointing, pointing. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a huge need for caring. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And in your in the way that you have perceived it is that you really enjoy caring for others. That is like a way of it, to trickle on you, trickle down to you, the care.
yeah. Well, the message was I was the oldest of four girls, and the message was, I mean, there isn't really time for you. You've just got to look after yourself, and
Yeah.
and there wasn't any emphasis on sort of caring. I mean, I'm actually sort of rather quite sort of I rough. The way I move and the way it's sort of quite rough, really.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
all linked with a sort of rigidity and
so obviously that would be what I would,
yeah,
recommend you to do. You can do the exercises. My favorite exercise for that is when you sit cross-legged on the floor, that you do the exercise that I talked about before, where you pull the bum cheeks back so you're sitting in front of the sitting bone, and then you inhale while you curve the spine, and you exhale where you contract the abdominals. So you kind of make that tilting over the root chakra to activate the lower part of the spine. That's a really good exercise to do.
thank you. Very
You're
nice.
welcome. You're so welcome, and I wish the both of you very happy holidays.
Thank you. And the same to you and Todd
Thank
too.
you. I will let him know. Thank you.
Thanks.
And then it is Sunny.
Hi,
Hi, so Sunny. Good to see you.
thank you. You too. Um, in the intro, you said just being. You talked a lot about just being,
Yeah.
but I find that I'm afraid of just being because I'm afraid of not ever be able to be happy again.
Yes.
What what to let go of if to just be.
Mm.
Um, So I don't really know what to do with that. I know that there's happiness and there's sadness and but what if there's just nothing in the middle? It's not that I think it's nihilistic or anything, but maybe it is. But if I was never to, what if I could never be happy again? I'm afraid of that.
Yeah, I completely understand it. But that, okay, how can I say this? For that to be the case, happiness is conditional, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Betinget.
Yeah, I know.
That is conditional. That if I let go of doing and I'm just here being, then I can't feel happiness, because to feel happy, I need to do something to be happy. It can't just be. So you're making it conditional.
Mhm. But I
So
used to have like a proverb on my in my kitchen saying that happiness comes to houses where laughter is, and I've loved that for years. But then I thought that okay, I'm now pinning my happiness on that if I haven't got anyone to laugh with or I
yes,
can't laugh, then I say I cannot be happy. So
yeah,
I cross it out and I said just happiness is,
yes,
but and I know that it is
yeah,
because I cannot limit my happiness to it. But yeah,
exactly.
still,
But yeah, exactly. That there's a hook in it. You're making it
yeah,
conditional. Yeah.
yeah,
But could I ask you, how does it feel just to be in your body? We talked a lot about it in the Danish group about the contentment. How how does it feel just to be in the body? What comes up when you are in your body?
sadness.
Sadness. Okay. Then
Yeah,
of course you think that if it's just being, then it's
yeah,
only sadness, because that is what
yeah,
is. But it's because
yeah,
that is right under the surface, you know? It doesn't mean that it's forever and always and only. It's just what is present right now. When you put everything else aside and you just stay with the pure being right now, what is alive in you right now is sadness.
yeah,
And for you not wanting that, you push it down, push it down, push it down, plaster a smile on, and now we're happy. I laugh. Now there's happiness in the house because there's laughter.
yeah.
No, you make it conditional instead of you know, away, 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 away. Just being. Sadness is here right now. And then you allow sadness to be here.
But I'm so afraid of being sad forever.
Yeah. But right this moment, Sunny, is the only thing there is. Right now, you are sad. And right now, this now is forever. You know, you think that just because you feel like this is how you're going to feel for 5 years, every single day for 5 years. And it is if you keep suppressing it. You know, it's like if I really want to tell you something and you keep saying, yeah, just a moment, and you do that for 5 years, I will still want to tell you something, really, really want to tell you something. And I still haven't had the space to tell you, you know? So in 5 years, I still want to tell you. But if you just
Yeah,
allow me to say it, you know, I'm telling you, you allow it, whatever I'm saying to be, I'm allowed to be, you know, your sadness is allowed to be. And I don't need to go away with whatever I'm telling you. You're allowing me to want to tell you what I want to tell you. And we just sit together. And you allow me to be sad, or you allow me to say whatever I need to say to you. And you just
but
allow that. In five
yeah,
years,
but
I don't need to say it again. I said it 5 years ago.
yeah, but it's like I don't get that I can have a completely normal day and then it takes 3 sentences in here for me to feel the sadness. I don't get it.
What is there to get? There's nothing to get. You're sad. There's a lot of sadness that has been pushed down. There was no space in your life. I know your history, you know. I know there was no space for you to be sad at any point. When in your life have you had the space that you have now, where sadness is allowed to come up? There's never been that space that you, and now you have created that space for you. You never created that space before. You've always
No,
filled yourself up with chores and other people and always, always. And all that has been a diversion from feeling what you feel right now. This is the first time you have space in your life to actually be sad.
but if I had seen my mother being like this,
Yeah.
then I would have been ashamed, I would have been embarrassed, I would have been angry at her, I would have
I
hated her.
highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. May I, push you on that one?
Yes, because
There's
I
a
know
difference.
that this
There's,
is
yeah, but come on, there's a difference. There's a difference in you telling your daughter, I am so, so sad. I have so much repressed sadness in me that I have not had the space to cry about until now. So now I'm gonna take, a few months and you're gonna see me cry all the time. I apologize beforehand, but just to let you know, I'm fine. I'm just venting. All the non-crying that I have been doing my entire life, it's coming out now. If it concerns you or if you get worried about me, just tell me and we can talk about it. I promise you I'm fine. She's an adult. She will
Yeah.
understand. But you walking around with red nose and teary eyes and everything, and she asks you, Mom, are you okay? And you go, I'm I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, she's gonna be fucking concerned about what's going on with you. Be honest. Be honest. There's nothing wrong with you. You're sad. There's nothing wrong with being sad. And everything you're experiencing surfacing now, it's old. It's so, so old. It's way back from when you didn't have the space to cry.
Yeah.
It's like, if I came to stay with you for 3 months and I was crying every single day, you know?
I would do everything I could to cheer you up.
No. But most times I
Yeah,
probably
but
just need a hug. I would need a hug.
yeah.
I would need for you to hold my hand and for you to reassure me it's fine. Fine, cry. It's fine.
So this is what I do with myself.
Yes. You're the
Yeah.
adult in the room now.
Okay.
So whatever you feel in your body when it's happening in your face, like we had before, go to wherever you feel. I can see on your body that it's in the chest. You're not breathing.
Here.
It's in your throat, exactly your
Yeah.
throat. It's in the solar plexus, the nausea that is arising, and all of that. Breathe into it. Breathe into it. Breathe into the throat where you feel that you're, suffocating. Can you be in a body where it feels like you're suffocating? It's a yes or no. Yes, I can. Okay, but I'm sobbing when I feel into it. Okay, can you be in a body that is sobbing? It's a yes or no. And so far, it's been a no, I bloody hell can't. And that's why it keeps coming up because it needs to come up. I got something so important to tell you. If you're not allowing me to say it, I will still need to tell you in 5 years.
Yeah.
Just stay with it. But I mean, I imagine, little Suni having all these experiences and no one to talk to, no one to cry to. She's just supposed to be happy. It's so unfair. Allow it to be there. It's okay to be sad.
Yeah.
And I do think that your daughter will be more concerned if you're not honest with her.
Yeah. But I was also reflecting on my own mother because I saw her being sad as well,
Yeah,
and
but
and
your mo-
that was what I meant by
yes, your mother was so different than you in so many ways. There was no capacity in her
no.
to allow sadness arise. There was not an adult in the room at any point, you know? You have an adult in the room.
Yeah.
You were her adult in the room, which was unfair.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. Tak. Og glædelig jul til jer begge to.
I lige måde.
Tak. And then it's Leona.
Hi.
Hello. Beautiful
I
Leona. So good to see you.
Thank you. Likewise. I have an observation.
Yes.
So for some years, my memory has been getting worse and worse, probably since I woke up, and it's got so bad recently. And I just always assumed it was just a memory thing, and I know a lot of people talk about it with this, various stages awakening and fetters falling away. And just recently, it's like I have no capacity to remember anything that I'm doing, that I've got planned in my day or the next day, and I have to set reminders, and I've had to put my diary beside me so I check it if I remember to check it, that kind of thing. And I'm finding, actually, I don't think it's to do with memory. I think it's to do with time. But time has become like a slippery fish. And if I have something that's going to happen later in the day, there's nothing that I can hook it onto, this activity or this meeting that I have. So yeah, I thought it was perhaps more of like a Theta 7 thing rather than just simply a memory thing. My feeling was that it was more to do with like the sense of time is just so elusive now.
Yes. I can't say much more than that. Yes. Set reminders. Is it okay for you to see through the illusion of time?
Oh, totally. It's just, you know, I think, oh my God, I mean, it's anyone's guess if I'll remember to meet someone. So yeah, that's just a concern because I have to just keep making sure I get like reminders pop up in my computer and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I kind of like it because there's a freedom and there's just a fluidity to just the present moment that's just loose and easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's what I also find is that it also makes you plan with much more air. Um,
Yeah,
because you haven't got the physical capacity to keep that many appointments in with time slots, you know, when time doesn't exist.
yeah, and you can't hold on to anything that's happening in the future either.
Yes. So it makes life easier in many ways when the illusion of time is seen through.
Until someone asks you, "Oh, what did you get up to yesterday?"
No idea. I have no idea.
I haven't got a bloody clue.
No,
Yeah,
I
no
have
idea.
no idea. I have no idea what we did. I need to think about it. Oh, we did the video. We did the Christmas greeting video that's up now. We did that yesterday. I think. I think that was yesterday. So yeah, yeah. But then you can talk about other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all.
Okay. Are you doing all right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm really good actually, Pernilla. Thanks for asking. Yeah, no, I'm much, much better.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
So happy to see you. I'm always happy to see you.
I know you are, likewise always. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And happy holidays.
Oh, you and Todd too, yeah?
Thank you. Thank you. I'll let him know. I'll let him know. And it's Debbie, my friend. Hello.
Hello.
So good to
Let me
see you.
lower. Good. Oh, you got it. Good. Nice to see you too. Um, my question's more about the going back to the toxic starting points and the mantras that go with them. So I'm kind of the head on the stick thing, and so it's like I just need like the basic reminder, like to be in my body, that it's like good to go there and not like this whole like world that I just perambulate in. You know what I mean? Like it's all thought, right? So like my mantra that because um I think is working for me for now, like this kind of interim until I can really truly say I love myself, I matters, would
Yeah.
be something like I can be with myself. And it's kind of it's easy for me to say and feel and put my hands on my chest and feel. And then it just so it's like a cue to like just go into the body, right? And I think, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because um having a mantra saying I can be with myself, that is a future reference, you know? It's I am with myself or can I be with myself? You
Okay,
need to
let me
pull
write
it
this down.
into a now thing.
Can I be with myself is
Yeah.
okay.
It could be a question. Can I be in a body where this is happening right now? But when you are head on a stick, it's very
Yeah.
difficult to go from here, you know, the head in the stick is the aggressive bully.
Truly, where I've lived for 6 decades, like,
Yeah, exactly. But it's also acknowledging that you have been up here because you were from a very, very early age taught that being in the body is a dangerous place to be. There are so many
wow,
icky
yeah.
sensations in the body, but if you can think your way out of it and think your way in how to manage this down here, then everything's great. So it's great to be aware of that you are a head on the stick, but but you're kind of like kicking the can a bit. If you tell
Okay.
yourself that I'm safe, I am safe. And if you feel and you go in, breathe into your body and you feel, oh, this is not safe, then you just stay with that. Then you stay with how far down can you go into the body where it's safe.
Sorry, I just really want to write it down because I just
Yeah.
want to get this because I like at least I see like like what's going on most of my
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
and it's so that was useful. And the other thing is like my pervasive reactivity, like I don't even like stuff comes out of my mouth. There's no like time, like something seems to happen out there, and I'm like explosive.
Floating about.
Oh God, like here's, and so I thought that if I could like at least like before anything seems to be going on out here that seems somehow threatening to me, is if I could just learn to just when nothing's going on, just do it. Like, it's like 'cause it's just hard to just do it. Like even if I try to meditate, I'm like breathe in, breathe out. It's like I have to do word commands because I don't know how to just stay there. Otherwise, I'm like lost in like a
Yeah.
million thoughts that I
It's,
don't.
it's what I would like for you to to really understand. It's the compassion part, really have compassion for the Debbie that her entire life have been taught that she needs to stay in the head because the body is not safe to be in. It's not safe to be in the body. It's a bit like why when we are the aggressive bully, have really, really sleep so badly. We really sleep badly. We don't have the deep sleep where we are completely gone. We don't go to bed at 9 and wake
Oh,
up at 7 and we are absolutely
oh,
rested and a full night's sleep. That is just not happening. And it's because the nervous system is like that. You cannot close your eyes and breathe and be in the body and completely relax because there's a bloody axe murderer waiting outside. You need to be alert all the fucking time because you never
I
ever know
used to think
when it happens. Yeah.
I used to like go to bed with my clothes thinking, what if there was a fire? Might need to run out of the house. Like I have to be ready. Like
Exactly.
come on.
Exactly. But it's because your entire organism, your entire body is on alert all the time. So you now doing this where we keep talking about in the body, in the body, in the body, and your entire body goes like, no, 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 no. We need to stay alert because you have that amount of panic in your body. So what I would like for you to do is have so much compassion. You can do small things like just caressing your hand. How does it
Yeah.
feel from the inside, from the skin to feel this hand? So it's not the hand feeling the skin, it's the other way. Then you feel it from the inside. How does that feel? If you put your hand on your stomach, the first thing you will feel is your hand on the stomach. How does it feel from the stomach? When you feel the stomach and out to the hand, and you're sitting and doing it with open eyes. So if an axe murderer is coming by, you're completely alert and aware, but you're in your body, and with lots of compassion, you feel just how it feels to stay in the body. So if I ask you to feel into the body, you keep your eyes open and then feel into the body. Is there anywhere where you have any tension in the body right now?
You mean just ask myself that all the time? You mean like,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm asking you right now. Is there
yeah.
anywhere in your body you have tension?
Chest, upper back.
Let's start with the chest. Chest and upper back is the same side. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. I would like for you to sit up straight because chest and upper back is the same thing. It's this on the other side. So it's the same thing. So put your hand on your chest and breathe into it. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Have your eyes open.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. It's just it's easier for you when you're that alert to keep your eyes open in case an axe murderer come by. Then you can sit and have body exercises without being under threat. So breathe into your chest. How does it feel?
It's weird. I feel really spacey, like keeping my eyes open. It's weird. Ooh.
You're allowed to close your eyes if you want to. It is not meant like that. But it's just for you to calm most down. When you are head on a stick, it helps to have the eyes open.
When I try to go into my body, it's weird. My tinnitus, like it or tinnitus, it gets loud. It's
Yeah.
so loud.
Yeah. So can you tell your tinnitus that it's completely fine? Loud is fine. The
Okay,
the
yeah, it's
ears,
fine.
because what is happening with the tinnitus is that the ears are shutting off. You know, you can't hear anything but the tinnitus. But you keep your eyes open. So if somebody comes in, you can't hear them come in, you know, but you can see them come in. So the tinnitus can be as loud as it wants to be. I am alert. I'm not going anywhere. I am alert. I am the adult in the room. I got your back. So breathe into the chest. Tinnitus is fine. Can be as loud as it wants to be. What is happening to the tinnitus?
It's there. It's loud. It's okay.
Yeah, good.
I never minded it. I just always notice it does that, like when
Yeah.
I try to be quiet.
Yeah. How does it feel in your back right now?
There's a little warmth in my traps, I guess,
Yeah.
upper.
Yeah. You can put your hand up and massage it if it needs to be touched. But do not have the pointy fingers. We do not like pointy fingers. We like a full hand that is kind and loving, touching the body with lots of love and compassion. It's not a pointy therapist hand. Lots of love and compassion we're giving ourselves.
It's so weird. I want to tell you stories, and I know that's a diversion, right? Like tell you story. This is what happened the other day, and like, all right, stop it. So hard, so hard.
But that story is connected with where you're sitting and touching right now. Well, that story, the point of the story is pointing at something that is connected with the upper shoulders here, where you pull yourself up. How is your breath doing?
It's a little fast, probably. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's more like I'm walking fast or something, that kind of, brisk walk breath breathing.
Yeah. Yeah. Your body is regarding this as really threatening. So just have lots of compassion with a body that's been through a life where there's been that much perceived threat. It doesn't mean that the threat has been there. It's just been alive in the body. You know, the body has perceived it as a threat. And just like I talked with Suni about that, if you haven't listened to it, then we still want to tell you all this 5 years later. And it's why it helps just to listen.
And it's not words. It's not words, right? It's feeling, right? It's hard.
Yes, yes, yes. It's feelings, and you just allow it. And even when it's feelings that are not connected with any words or any thoughts or anything. It's just sensations arising and disappearing and floating and disappearing, and you know, just allow it, all of it. Where you just keep breathing into it.
I thought I heard somebody, I didn't even know her name, some lady at the place I work out at. She said, I thought I heard her basically calling me weak, and I did that thing. And it was in front of people and they were acquaintances. It wasn't my husband who was like used to it, unfortunately. It was like, these are people that I could see the look in their face, like there's disapproval. And like I'm like, oh, and I realized and I'm like I heard it saying I'm weak, and it wasn't what she said. She was trying to do something else. And I like how important that is to me, like not to be seen as weak, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of
Like
course not.
it's
Because
great.
if you're seen as weak, then you are a victim for other people. Strong people attack weak people, so you cannot be weak because then you will be attacked. That is the logic. For other people that are sitting here, they go like, "What is she talking about? Being weak is
I
great.
know.
Because being weak is great. Then you're supported and you're lifted, and people take care of you when you're weak. You know, it's just a different way of seeing the world. And it's only in your perception, in your body, that is perceived like that, that being weak is a bad thing. At some point, I would like for you to enter the room where you discover that you are weak.
I know I'm needy. I know I'm horribly needy.
Yeah, it's funny how you connect being needy with being weak.
It seems like the same family.
And for you, clearly it is. Can you create sentences with, I'm weak, I'm needy, I'm wonderful, I'm safe, in the same sentence?
You want me to do all that?
Yeah, but you're everything at the same time.
Right, right.
You're everything at the same time. And it's just you that put a value into being weak as a bad thing and wonderful as a good thing. For some people, being wonderful is the utmost threat. So it's just, playing with that perceived reality of something being negative and other things being positive. It's just see what happens in the body when you play with that.
Okay.
The most
All
important
right, say a bunch of those things.
Yeah, the most important thing for you is compassion. That just by what you're doing now, sitting and breathing compassion into the body. And when you feel anything in the neck, compassion. When you feel anything in the chest, compassion. When tears are starting to roll, lots of compassion. So it's just wherever it moves about in the body, just have compassion, compassion, compassion. Because when we are head on the stick, there's so much fear. We feel so unsafe. And meeting that with compassion is very healing.
I'm glad you guys are getting married.
Thank you. So am I. So am I. So
That's
am I.
so cool that you guys are going to stay together. It's awesome.
It's so
Makes me
nice.
feel safer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Really.
much. And I wish you a happy holiday.
Same to you.
Thank you. And then it's done. Hello, my friend.
Hello. You can hear me. I'm quite new, as you can tell. I'm only a couple of weeks watching
Yes,
watching
good to
your
see you.
videos. Hi, nice to see you too. I wanted to say to Glenda that I have this book that I have somebody lent this book to me a year ago, and my suspicion is there may be a few things in it that aren't true, but I haven't checked all the way through yet. Anyway,
That's amazing. That's amazing.
it's amazing how many things that have happened that have just exactly what I'm trying to deal with.
Yeah.
The phrase adult in the room is of some interest to me, if I might ask you about that.
Yeah.
I didn't just, well, I paint a quick picture. I was in my parents, so both my parents died in the last year and a bit, and my mother in August, and I was in down there in my parents' house so late August. It would have been me and my sister and her husband and some cousins, and we were having dinner in my parents' dining room. And this thought came to me, we're the adults in the room, and it was a surprise to me. And I'm looking at all the others going, well, they're all adults. They do adulty stuff. They have kids and they're married and stuff. And I'm still 15. I'm going to be 55 in 3 months. I'm just faking this. And I
Yeah.
can see that I'm the same age as all those people. And I'm still faking being grown up all this time.
Yeah.
So when you were helping Glenda with like, you're the adult, you can deal with the safety thing. I'm like, nope, not allowed to. I don't have permission to do that. There's no safety. I can't do it. And then when I'm trying to, I'll stop in a second, I promise. When I'm trying to do the disidentification from thoughts thing, there's also a big belief there going, nope, you don't have permission not to believe those thoughts. They're
Yeah.
like my dad's voice. You always believe that. You don't have permission. You can't disidentify from that ego that was created to deal with your dad. You just can't. It doesn't matter what you realize about non-duality, that will never be possible and you're not allowed to. So anyway, there's a really intense belief or feeling of I cannot be the adult. I cannot create safety for myself, and I cannot disidentify from thoughts, no matter how obvious it is to me that my ego or whatever is created by thoughts. I just am not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that a question?
Absolutely. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Um, One of the things that I find the most valuable with working with the feathers instead of working only with non-duality, it is that we're creating so much space for trauma, because clearly something has happened that has given you the underlying belief that you're not allowed to feel what you feel, be what you are, do what you do. You have so many experiences of being made wrong in your life that is still so prevalent that even when your parents that taught you that are not here to check up on you, you still do. And I just want to say in the bracket, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
It's a lot to lose parents, no matter how old we are. So one of the things I really love about the feathers is that we create space for whatever trauma is locked in the body, because that's the thing with the direct experience, that the direct experience, when you detach the self, it's just what is happening right now, whatever comes up in the body right now. But if you're not allowed to experience what comes up, you are in a vicious circle all the time by grabbing back to the self that is not here, and you just stay stomping around in the first feather, because you're not allowing yourself for what actually is here.
Hmm.
What happens in your body when you have a thought about you're not allowed to? If I ask you to really, really explore the idea of you being okay as you are, that
Uh,
nothing needs to change about you. You're great as you are.
what I think happens, one of my kind of bigger, one of my quandaries, you might say, right now, in the last few months, I suppose, is when I go, what is it? If I can manage to be present or whatever, if I do a lot of meditation or I'm at a retreat or something and I feel present, I feel like such a bullshitter when I talk about these non-dual things. Anyway, I'll
Yeah.
just say, feel present, okay? I'll pretend I understand what that means.
Yeah.
And it properly and calm, and when I feel a bit more confident about it, it feels okay. And the voice then gets smaller and smaller, and I go, that voice getting smaller. It's not gone, but it's not too bad. And I go, I'm okay here. I can, even only in the last 6 or 12 months, I would say that I could almost experience presence that's not completely from inside the mind, trying to understand what presence is as a concept, an actual experience. Okay, so that's not too bad. But then when I try and go looking at the thoughts or try to disidentify from them or look at the feelings or look at I get more overwhelmed and confused and pissed off trying to do that. And I go, what the hell am I doing? I feel worse now.
But Don, my dear friend, you're still in your head.
Oh, right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You keep going back up in your head. I'm not asking you to understand what present is because you would never ever will.
No,
Even
I know.
even if we talk about awareness, oh my goodness, we don't know what it is. We don't even know what reality is. So trying to understand that is it's never going to happen. So forget about that one.
Okay.
Just stay into your body, in your
Mm.
direct experience. How does it feel to be done in the body? How does it feel to be in your body right now? I can see you have tension about your jaw, your tension about
Yeah,
your tension about your lower back, and your tension about your right side of the shoulder, unless your camera is
yeah,
tilted.
possibly. How
Yeah.
does it feel? I just awkward and tense and
Yeah.
self-conscious, weird. Yeah.
Weird is a label. Off with that. How does it
Okay.
feel to be in the body? You say tension. Where's the tension?
Um, yeah, there isn't much. It just feels like something anxiety, maybe. That's a label, is it?
It is.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's good. And anxiety is a label which is useful. So you know, okay, it's something about in the neighborhood of fear. Where do I feel fear and anxiety in the body right now? And then you make contact. Where is it in your body right now?
Yeah, mostly here.
Okay. So you just yeah, and then make your cough when you had contact with it.
Hmm.
Beautiful. Yeah. So contact here. See if you can breathe into that
Hmm.
uncomfortable feeling and the tension that you have. What happens when you breathe into it? Do you understand what I mean with breathing into it?
No, probably not.
Okay, close your eyes.
Okay.
And I would like for you to really put all your attention into that uncomfortable feeling in your chest.
Hmm.
And you just sit and breathe as if you are asleep. And just sitting and noticing the uncomfortable feeling in your chest. What is happening when you don't do anything about it, but just allow it to be as it is? There might be a thought coming. It might change, go somewhere else. You might get a feeling or an emotion. You might have a picture in your mind. You might have a smell, a taste, a sound, anything. What is happening when you just allow it to be without doing anything about it? You just allow whatever tension is there to be tension.
Um, I can feel it more intensely, I guess, that sort of shakiness or tension. There's also a thought that says, you can't help this, the negative thought going,
Right,
nothing is,
perfect.
you're not
Okay,
helping.
perfect. Perfect. When the thought comes, you can't help this, then you just go, thank you. It's just a thought. What is that thought attached to in the body? Where's the tension that tells you that you can't help this? That's a feeling of powerlessness, right?
Um,
Or is it
yeah, I don't
power?
know where though. How do I find where?
Yeah, just think it. You can't help this. Where does that sit in the body? Any thought is attached to the body somewhere.
Can't tell where specifically. It feels like everywhere. Is that allowed? Um, my head.
Yeah. Okay, can I ask you to bite your teeth really, really hard? Yeah.
Uh, uh,
And let go.
mm.
What happened when you did that? What thought came up?
Oh, I didn't notice. Sorry.
Okay, we do it again. It's okay. We do it
Do it
again.
again.
A thought might come up. It might move somewhere else in the body.
Little sense of relief. A thought came out.
Okay, a sense of relief, you said.
Little.
Okay.
from
Where?
releasing the tension.
When you say a sense of relief, where's the sense of relief?
Just in my head, I spin my jaw where I
Okay.
let go of it. Um, does feel like that thought is rushing around,
Yeah.
kind of trying to, the one that says I can't do this.
Yes, yes. Can you sit and observe how it's rushing around and haven't got a seat to sit? It's like one of those chair plays, where it's running around trying to find a seat. Can you sit with that image of the you're not
Yeah.
allowed to do this? How it's running around trying to find a place to go. What happened just then?
Well, I was scratching my nose, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your nose running?
Oh, yeah, I have COVID. Moment.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah,
Hopefully it'll be okay by Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Yeah, that's rushing around. And even somebody advised me yesterday to check the thoughts and where they connect. And I can't,
It's
well, for
okay.
this one as well, to
It's
tell
okay.
where it connects.
It's okay. But when I'm asking you just to sit with it, you just allow whatever is happening right now to come up. And if there's a thought, you're not allowed to this, find out where that is connected. If there's a sniffle, find out what thought is connected to the sniffle.
Okay. Even while you're helping me,
Yeah,
I know there's other people watching, it makes it harder, but when there's someone helping, it's easier. It's still hard to do while someone helping. When I'm trying to do this on my own, it's just a big disaster of thoughts and emotions the whole day long. And I'm
perfect.
going, what the hell am I doing? It's a disaster.
It's perfect. Perfect. A big disaster of thoughts. That's amazing. That's amazing. Because
Is it?
you know what it's about. It's a big disaster of thought. That is a concept. That's
Okay.
It's brilliant. So you having the concept done equals big disaster of thought. Okay, then you sit with that. Come on,
Okay.
big disaster of thought. Let's sit down here in a comfy chair. Breathe into that. And you just whatever comes up, whatever thought comes up, see if you can find out where's this thought connected to in the body. Because
Okay.
those two are connected. When there's a
Yeah.
sensation in the body, what thought is that triggering? And see if you can find that feedback loop that is
Yeah.
between the two. Because they are connected.
Is there any trick for that? I mean, just as I said, just by, well, not coincidence, because I'm looking at asking for advice about this all the time. This time yesterday, virtually somebody specifically said to me, go and do that 24/7 for the next month. And I spent as long as I could today trying to do exactly that, and it's a complete fucking disaster. I couldn't couldn't do
Amazing.
it. Couldn't see it. I can't see the connections. I'm just confused. Is there a better, I mean, I just keep trying, obviously, but I'm not sure how to.
No, but don't you see how amazing a fucking disaster is?
I'm not delighted by it. I feel
No,
like I have
but
nothing to
even
do
that is
after
perfect
this.
because you have an idea that
Yeah.
connecting with the body, something specific is going to happen, and it's going to include rainbows and unicorns, not a fucking
Hopefully.
disaster.
Yeah.
Well,
That's good.
congratulations. In your case, it's COVID and fucking disaster.
Okay.
Yeah. So just allow whatever is there. You have an assumption about things should be different. Look
Yeah.
into that one. Look into that one. How do you know? How clever are you if you know what is supposed to happen? You
I
know?
don't, yeah. No, yeah, no. I just, yeah, I don't know what I expect. I just, I have,
Clearly expect
sometimes,
something, yeah, you clearly expect something else than what is happening.
yeah, I kind of do. And I have an assumption. A friend of mine used to laugh at me whenever I said this, but I have this assumption that I have made no progress whatsoever on this path for the last 20 or 30 years. That there's nothing different, no matter how much time I spend doing meditation or anything else. It's always the same bullshit every single day. And I kind of I have an expectation that it will be of some benefit to do this
Yeah.
rather than go to the pub.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the funny thing is that when you speak with people that are awake and you ask them, how did you awake? It's always them doing something besides meditating, doing the dishes, driving the car, mowing the lawn, being at the pub. It's
yeah.
always doing something else because in that moment you have no assumption about anything. You are. That's it.
Hmm. Okay.
So really, really look into your assumptions about this. That there's a right way and a wrong way. You are clearly doing it wrong way.
Yeah, I
Clearly.
know.
Clearly. Yeah.
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 Thanks.
That makes you so completely unique. All of us are doing it the right way. Not Don. He's doing it the wrong way. That
Yeah.
makes you so unique.
Thanks.
No,
Okay. I'll keep trying to do. I'm just still confused, but I'll keep trying
no.
to
Tell me
ask
where
you.
the confusion is.
Hmm?
Tell me where the confusion is. Where's the
Where?
confusion?
Just in my head, I just feels like what the hell? I've forgotten almost everything you said. I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
Is it going to be different tomorrow? I don't know. I just like what the hell? I just feel like I've wasted your time because you've given me all this great advice, and I'm going, what if you even tell me? I've forgotten. Like but my head is going around in spin.
Yeah. All that is just diversions. That is
Okay,
another diversion. First of all, this is recorded,
that's
right?
true. I
You can,
can watch myself being embarrassed again. That'll be
yeah,
great.
as many
Yeah,
times as you want
yeah,
to.
yeah. Fantastic. Yeah,
That's the first thing. This is recorded. You don't have to remember anything.
yeah.
Second of all, the takeaway is that there's nothing that I want you to do. The only thing that I'm asking you is to notice what is happening and having a thought about, you know, I'm doing something wrong. Okay, great. How many times in your life have you been told that you're doing things wrong? How many times are you telling yourself that you're doing things wrong? That's a pattern. Where do you
Mm.
feel that in the body?
Oh, I want to find that. That's really kind of central to my whole. So can I find? Oh, I'd love to find that. It feels like the center of my whole identity is wrongness.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't it interesting? Since there's no right way to be a human being, that you have decided that you are doing it wrong. That's super interesting. How does that feel in the body? Where do you feel that in the body?
I have to look for that because that's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
central. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would love for you to, yeah, just feel into that. How do you feel your wrongness? How do you know that that is how it feels?
It feels so obvious. I won't go on. I have to look for it now. It feels so obvious. It's ridiculous how obvious it is. Every single interaction with everybody ever in my life, I've been wrong. Everything I do and think and want it's amazing how obvious that is.
Yeah.
I look through that lens all the way through my life. And I know, like, rationally, I go, that can't be true. It couldn't be wrong every day, but it feels like it is ridiculous. So I want to and look for, yeah, I keep
It's
looking for that.
the only permanent, consistent thing in life and in the universe is that you're wrong.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
well. Yeah,
that's amazing. That's
it
bloody
is. I know. It really is. Yeah, that's a big bang, and there's going to be a big crunch or whatever at the end, and that'll be, but this is more permanent than the universe. Yeah,
amazing. I know. Isn't it crazy?
it's just ridiculous. I know. I have to look for. I really would be great to look for to find that, or I don't know. I'll look for that because it
Yeah.
is the words.
Yeah, because and then what I would like for you to do is really feel into the body. How does it feel to be this wrong person? And what is your assumption of how would you know that when you're right? What indication would you have in the body showing you this is right and this is wrong?
But I think the answer is I think there is an answer, which is the answer I've always had to that is just the absence of that wrong thing is all I want. I don't even need to be told I'm right. Just not to be telling myself I'm wrong is fine.
Okay.
Because things are okay if I don't judge them like this. And sometimes every now and then for a few hours or a half a day, I don't do this to myself and it's like, oh my God, imagine how easy it would be if I didn't do this all the time.
Yeah. So what is the advantage with you doing it? What is it that you are not that you don't have to experience by doing this all the time?
I I assume I'm expecting criticism and anger from other people, which is that sort of thing. But
So you are
um
alert, you're alert, like Debbie talked about. You're alert all the time about criticism from other people. Yeah.
yeah,
I can see that because you're super critical towards yourself. So you are actually being received with criticism all the time. So I get that. I can see that. I can see that.
yeah.
What would happen if that criticism wasn't there? What would go away?
Nothing would. I kind of know nothing would. I think everything would be fine, really. I just just be like flow or spontaneity or curiosity or something, it would be fine. I wouldn't be a terrible, I don't think I would be a terrible person. I'd be fine. I just, yeah.
So there's no spontaneity happening now when you're wrong?
I mean, presumably there is. It just feels like there isn't. It feels like I'm constantly judging and watching everything all the time. But sometimes I notice that probably spontaneity is happening and I'm just judging after the fact.
Mm.
But mostly it feels like I'm trying to control the body and the speech and everything all the time.
Yeah. And when you catch yourself in that, may I ask you to feel into the body? Because that is just a diversion. All that is one big diversion. There's something happening in the body that is so icky that you don't want to feel it. So you are diverting with that.
So the diversion is the what? Sorry, which bit?
The diversion is the thought about you being wrong.
Oh yeah, okay. And then there's something in the body that I have to find.
Something in the body which you don't want to feel.
Yeah,
And you avoid feeling that. Just like the first story, who was that? Glenda? I think it was Glenda. Were you here when Glenda talked about the woman she met in the forest that was
yeah,
talking about, yeah. So something is happening in that. There we go. Thank you.
yeah,
So something is happening in that woman's body that is so, so scary. She's so, so fearful that she can't go into the body and feel it. So she's projecting all that fear outside of her because that is doable, you know? She can protect herself against the aliens. She can protect herself against, you know,
yeah.
all the lizard people and all of that. She can protect that fear she feels is
Mm,
projected out on the outside. That is what you're doing.
okay.
There's a story about everything I do is wrong. I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to feel okay. That is just the diversion. That is the lizard people. There's
Okay.
something in you that you're diverting from. There's a feeling in you, a sensory, and it's literally a sensory experience in the body. It's a contraction in the stomach, a contraction in your knees, contraction in your back, somewhere
So I have to look for that.
that you're trying to avoid feeling into.
Okay. So I just keep sitting and noticing as best I can until I find it. Is that the plan? Is
Yeah,
it?
when you, yeah, that's the thing. That would just make you into a seeker of whatever is going on. What I would like for you
Yeah.
to, yeah,
Yeah.
what I'd like for you to do instead is just to, what is happening right now in your body? How does it feel to be done on the inside right now?
A bit weird and anxious. Anxious is a label, is it? I'm a bit
So describe anxious.
kind of a bit of kind of little nausea or dizziness in my. I don't know if you can be dizzy in your torso, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah, and
weakness a
yeah,
little.
weakness, dizziness,
Yeah,
discombobulated.
yeah.
Yeah,
And there's sort of yeah, general dizziness, and there's nearly always when you're talking about the axe murderer before, there's always somebody coming from behind me,
yes,
about to slap me across the head or something. I always feel that presence behind me. I sit with my back to the wall if possible,
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
There's usually that sense of hypervigilance.
So
And
your body is alert. You have a story where you were never ever safe, which means you were probably beaten as a child. You never ever knew what you did wrong. If you did something that you thought were right, you were beaten anyway, and you never ever knew why, and you kept trying to do right,
yeah,
which you couldn't because
yeah.
it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. Do you know that it wasn't about you? Do you know that?
I mean, logically, but I don't know if it
You don't
doesn't.
know it in the body. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't. Yeah. And yeah, I've gone down to it a few times with other therapy and substances and things to
Yeah.
see.
I
I've
get
seen it very clearly, quite clearly, but it hasn't healed or released, and
You
I'm
haven't
trying to.
felt it. You haven't felt it. No.
I haven't
No.
properly. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the part about therapy that we are taught how to see it logically and understand the story, and then we create labels about the
yeah,
stories, and it never heals anything in the body. The body is still frightened for the axe murderer that is waiting around the corner. So,
yeah,
so what I would like for you to is to feel into that, that when you're there doing that,
yeah,
see if you can connect that feeling of unease, the nausea, the being alert all the time. Find the connection with your childhood of, I remember this. I was, you don't need to remember a specific story, but just see the connection that your body is remembering something that needs your compassion and kindness now.
Yeah.
And by you allowing that to surface, to feel that, you actually become the adult in the room.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, okay.
So that's another thing. Are you okay with being the adult in the room? What do you put into the bracket of being the adult?
I don't know. I mean,
If
it's
you
weird.
pay,
It just
if
feels.
if you passed 18 and you pay your bills, you
Well, I
are.
know, yeah. I mean, so logically, I can go, well, I do a job and I pay my mortgage and all those things, so I must be an adult in some way, and I'm over 18, as you can see. And but then the feeling of, I just feel like an imposter the whole time.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
walking,
I
like,
know.
so I often feel like there's an image of me, like I'm a 10-year-old working this larger version of me going up the steps into the office, pretending to be an adult every day.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like I have permission to, even though I have to get away with, here I am, look, talking to a bunch of adults now, pretending.
Yeah.
Uh, it's weird.
Yeah, but feel into that. I remember, I mean, I completely relate to that feeling. I have had the exact same feeling. I've had, and often I've spoken with Todd about that, such a bad idea to give me a credit card, you know? Because it's like a child in a candy store. I can buy whatever I find. I'm not irresponsible with money. I'm not talking about that, but it's just like that feeling of I can buy whatever I want. If I want a pink bike with tassels on the
Yeah,
side, I can buy myself a pink bike with tassels on the side. It's that feeling of when did I become the adult, you know, that could do that could make that decision that a pink bike with tassels on the side is something that I can do. When did that happen?
I know it's strange. Yeah.
It's very,
I,
very strange. It's very strange.
I often find it strange I'm allowed to drive a car.
Yeah,
I still
exactly. Yeah,
don't. I still find, I still congratulate myself that I'm allowed. I have a driving license. It's really
yeah,
strange.
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how. Anyway, I don't know how the feeling of that would go away. But I'll keep feeling into it as best I can.
Exactly. I'm not
But it's
interested in it to go away. I'm interested in you being curious about it because there's
yeah,
something about there's a connection between you being locked in the body where the trauma is locked in, and that is the part that I relate to.
yeah,
That being in a body where trauma is locked in, and in many ways you're 5 or you're 10 or you're
yeah,
7 or you're 15 or whenever the trauma happened. If you have had a childhood like it looks like you have, it was like a long time where
yeah,
you were never ever safe in your body. So it's about that. It's about owning that part, that this is part of of the body. And I am now brave enough to go in and feel, how does it feel to to be in my body? Because you're not allowed to. You were never allowed to relax. You were never allowed to do something and not be beaten up about it. So that's why you keep beating yourself up about it.
yep,
To see if you can, if you can notice the things that you are allowed to do without beating yourself up. Because I know that you say that it's everything you're beating yourself up. That's not true. There's some things you're doing it with, other things you're quite confident about doing.
probably. Yeah,
So like, I don't know, boiling pasta, and there's no beating up about it. You just know that boiling pasta, this tastes great. Oh,
yeah,
wow. Wow. Okay, there was no beating up about it. I am safe boiling pasta. Okay. And then you
yeah,
let that you feel into the body how that feels, and let that expand into other areas. And when you catch yourself beating yourself up about it, then ask yourself, are you sure that this is something that needs to be beaten up about?
mm,
Is this true what is happening right now?
okay,
Because another one, it's a sentence that Todd he's using a lot whenever he's, in his head or preparing a conversation or something like that. He's always asking, is this happening now? So When you're beating yourself up about something, stop in your track and ask yourself, is this actually happening right now? Whatever you're beating yourself up, if you, oh, fuck's sake, you've done that again. Stop, stop, stop.
Yeah.
Look at what happened. Is there actually a threat? Are you actually under threat in any way besides the thoughts you just had? Is this happening right now? Is my dad here right now threatening my life right now? It's not. You're just, taking the, what do you call it, baton, and
Yeah. Beating myself.
yeah,
Is it? Yeah.
yeah.
I was watching. I don't want. I sorry. You've spent ages with me now. I don't want to go. I was watching one of Angelo's meditation videos yesterday that I watched a bunch of times, and you mentioned it, noticing how I relate to thoughts. What have thoughts got to do with me or something? And he
Yes.
was kind of referring to a possible thought that would be about something in the world that might have something to do with me, and I'd look at that relationship. But then I was looking. The thought that came up for me was, "You're doing this wrong."
Mm.
This whole meditation, you're generally wrong with this whole approach. And I'm like, there isn't even something specific in the world to look at and go, how do I relate to the thing in the world? It's just a general
Yes.
judgment of me across time,
Yeah.
including now. I'm doing this wrong. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even get a handle on that to work with it because it's just a general assumption I've had for such a long time. Anyway, sorry. I noticed that thought and like, what do I do with that thought? It feels so true to me, and yet I know it's probably not true, and I don't know what to do.
But how do you know? How do you know whether that thought is true or not true? It's a thought.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
for you to connect it to the body,
Okay,
because something is happening in the body that is icky, and you're diverting with it with that thought.
okay. I'll keep looking for that.
So how can you be in the body in a wrong way? I
I'll
would like
keep
for you
looking.
to look into that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep looking. I'll keep looking for that. Thank you. Sorry, you spent ages talking to me. Thank you
I
very
just
much.
want to say you can that again, you assuming that you're taking up too much time is again part of your pattern. I haven't said anything about how long time you have,
I
how long
know.
time I have, how long time other people have. That's all on you. You just created that little bubble, you know? This could be the most beneficial talk for anyone to hear. How do you know?
That's possible. Yeah, thank you.
It is possible. So that is possible too. I hope you're gonna feel better with the COVID, and I wish you happy holidays.
Yeah, hopefully I can actually meet some people at Christmas time. I'll get
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
I
Yeah.
get a negative test before Christmas Day. Yeah, so
Oh,
hopefully that works out.
yeah.
But thank you. Yeah, thanks very
Yeah.
much.
I
So I'll
just
keep
want to say that the video that Todd and I put up today, this morning,
yeah.
we were talking about that feedback loop, and I can
Okay.
recommend you to listen to it. Where we
Okay.
talk, yeah.
I will. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to keep looking for this because I have been trying to do this, I think, this thing that you're suggesting to me, and it's
Yeah.
struggle. So I may ask you about it again some other time because I'm,
You're so welcome. Yeah, I mean, I'm back here on the 5th. You're so welcome. I would love to hear how your Christmas went.
thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks very much. It was
Okay.
nice talking.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Tom. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good seeing
Thanks.
you. Hello, Sunny, my friend.
Yep. Hi again. Um, I have another issue which is like really shameful. Um, and I noticed that I wanted to say something about it, but when I think about telling it, I feel like a fear in my chest and I feel like nausea in the stomach.
Yeah.
But it is it's close to 8 in Denmark in the evening, and I had dinner just before I went here, and I had 2 small glasses of red wine. So I could feel that because I don't drink during week, etc. So I could feel it when I was sitting here in the beginning, and I'm like, it's like I feel so like I'm not worth anything. Like it's I feel like I'm so wrong and really, really shameful
Mm.
for this. Um, so I just don't know what to because apparently I put myself in this situation because I did like to drink the wine, etc. But I don't know if I drank it because I liked it. I say that I did, and I did. But then again, is it because it's nice that I feel like just that little bit of dizziness or easiness, not dizziness, but easiness. But when I then meet up with you and the rest of the people here, I get this intense shame. So I don't know where to put that. Should I just say, okay, it's not for me to drink ever again? Um, because I could, if we had all been at a dinner together and we had just had one glass of wine together, I don't feel it like shameful, or maybe I do, but yeah,
Do you
it's
see?
like
Do you see how much what Don was just sitting and talking about is what you're talking about? It's
I
like it
I
does not
see that,
matter what you do, you will always find something to be chastising yourself about and to be shameful about.
yeah,
It does not matter. If it wasn't about the wine, there would be something else. It doesn't
yeah,
matter. We'll keep pulling things up, and it's because there's a sensation in the body that needs compassion. And as long as that sensation in the body is there, there's a searching on the outside. What is this about? What is this about? What is this about? Because the thoughts like to, find out what this is about. It's just a sensation in the body. There's an undertone that is like happening all the time, both in you and Don. There's like this undertone happening, and that tone is there all the time. It's like, some movies, they have music in the background all the time. It's the same with you guys. There's like this undertone of I'm wrong, there's something wrong. What is it? What have I done? What can I do better? What is that searching all the time? Because you come from the same, how can I say, upbringing where since you were the smallest child, you've been told that you were wrong, that you did wrong. And no matter how you tried to do right, you would do something wrong in that. It was never ever about you. It was never about you. But you keep trying to do right.
yeah,
And it's not possible. Just like it was not possible for you as a child to do right because it wasn't about anything you did. It was about the parent. It was the parent that has an issue, and that was projected onto you. So you can never ever find out what it was you did wrong because you didn't do anything wrong. Just like now, you didn't do anything wrong. You haven't done anything wrong, but you
yeah,
keep searching for what you did wrong.
yeah, yeah, good.
Yeah. And putting more restrictions on you is it's part of the pattern. I'm now done.
Yeah,
I can't see him in the screen, but it's the same thing. Those restrictions now I'm not going to, I will never again, and all of that. It's just restrictions that you're putting on yourself.
yeah,
Then you go on diets. Then you stop drinking after a certain time of day or before a certain time of day, and then and it's completely arbitrary the things you come up with. And you're searching for things that can make you feel better because you have that undertone of guilt and shame all the bloody time.
yeah,
What you need to understand is that when that was instilled in you, you thought it was about you. It wasn't. It was never about you. It was never about you. If it hasn't been for you and another child had been in your place, that person would sit here and have this conversation. You would be happy, go lucky, having had another life.
yeah,
It's because we believe that to be true because the body remembers. And is that going into that uncomfortable feeling that it is of being, just
yeah,
being in the world is so uncomfortable that we can't be anywhere. I One of the reasons I'm marrying Todd is that after I met him, I realized that in my life, my entire life, I have had an undertone of fear. And I never knew that I had that because that was normal. I've never ever knew that I had that until I didn't have it anymore. It's just like you don't notice that you have tinnitus until you don't have it anymore. You don't notice that you have a pain in your foot. If you have had that your entire life, this is just how it feels to be me. So it's not until that is not there anymore that you realize that it was there in the first place. And when you have had an upbringing where the undertone is that feeling of shame and guilt, and you should know better, you should do better, then you keep searching for how to do better in the world and be better in the world. And oh, I did this, I shouldn't have done that because I still feel like this. I should have done that instead. I'm going to do that next time. Now I'm doing that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I still feel like this. Okay. It's that searching for that icky sensation to go away. And it won't, because it's not something you're doing. You never ever did anything wrong. It was never about you.
Yeah, it's really tough to listen to.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I'm holding so much space and so much love for you.
yeah.
Really.
I
And Dawn
know.
as well for you. Both of you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just need to say to Debbie that I'm completely onto you of hating to be weak. I would do anything not to see weak outside. So yeah,
Yeah.
which is not a good thing to always hold
It's,
up.
it's a survival mechanism. It, it,
Yeah,
it was what you guys had to do to survive. And
yeah,
you survived. You're here. You know? You made it this far, you know?
yeah,
And you might feel like imposters, like Don is talking about, walking around driving a car and paying mortgage. Oh my God. You might feel like complete imposters, but you made it this far
yeah,
with an underlying belief about you being wrong. You still bloody made it this far.
yeah. Thank you.
So welcome. Love you so much.
Thank you.
I see there's a lot in the chat. Leela, is there anything I should look at, or is it everything sorted?
Everything's sorted. It's awesome.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. In the video that Todd and I posted this morning, we talk about that feedback loop that is happening between thought. A thought is happening that is connected to a sensation in the body, but it's also a sensation in the body is creating a thought. Really look into that during the holidays. Really, really look into that and keep coming back to the body with the sensation in the body, and stay with that sensation in the body. Just keep going with the sensation in the body. Okay, does anybody else have anything you need to talk about? Otherwise, we are back on the 5th.
Thanks for the eggnog recipe. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, everything's optional. You can ask for eggnog, hold the milk and all the spices. Yeah.
And congratulations on your wedding.
Thank
I'm
you
so
so
happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations and happy holidays to you and Todd.
Thank you so much. I will let him know. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It really, really.
When's the date? Do you have a date?
Yes, we do. New Year's Eve. We thought that it would be a great way to celebrate the wedding, having a huge wedding with not many people. So people are coming via Zoom. So we have some people here, like Todd. He has an auntie. She's 98. She's gonna be here, and his best friends that he has been friends with since middle school, they're gonna be here. But all our friends in England and Denmark, and my family in Denmark and Australia and Hawaii, where people are sitting, like they're logging in via Zoom. So yeah, so we're really looking, really, and then everybody is dressed up anyway, because everybody's going to parties. So everybody can come to the weddings, attend to the wedding, and then go out and party wherever they are in the world and celebrate. I know friends of mine in the UK, they have arranged with celebrations that they're going out and celebrating New Year's and the wedding in the UK. So it's really great. Yeah. So it's wonderful. And we're going to a hotel in Albany where there's like a huge New Year celebration with 3 stores of live music and a free bar, and we celebrating our wedding with 1,000 people. Nobody's gonna have an embarrassed speech, and there's no weird uncle to dance with and all of that. It's wonderful. So yeah, we're really looking forward. And we like to dance, so we're not good at it, neither of us, but we love to dance, which is great. We are very ugly dancers, both of us. So that's great. It's great to marry somebody that's also a very ugly dancer.
Well, I think we're all beautiful when we dance.
So yeah, New Year's Eve, wherever you are in the world, feel free to ugly dance for a bit if you feel like it. Celebrate our wedding with us by ugly dancing. That would be great.
Thanks for sharing that, Pernilla.
Okay, my friends, I really don't want to let you guys go, but here we go. It's been wonderful. What a great year. Thank you so much to all of you for such a great year. Really appreciative from here. So much appreciation. Thank you so much. And I wish you and yours, all the best and happy holidays and a happy new year, and see you on the 5th. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.